Hi there. Welcome to another fine episode of This is the Way of Humanities. First off, me remind you to go and definitely check Power School. I have been loading marks as fast as I receive them. You guys are doing fantastic work. The essays, well thought out, interesting, intertextuality, lovely stuff. Hudson, very entertaining title you had on your essay. I liked it. I did notice, by the way. I do notice these things. Now, I know your haikus have been rolling in. They're going to keep rolling in. They're due on Friday. So if yours hasn't rolled in, don't stress. You're not behind yet. I'm going to get you started on another fine new assignment right here. Candids, it says. And what we're talking about is photography. Just like a haiku represents a moment in time, a candid photo is supposed to represent a moment in time. It is an unplanned photo that just represents what is going on at that point. It's not so much like a still life where you've just got your scene there and you're getting a scene. It's focusing on the individual and what they are doing without actually thinking about what they're doing. So very much like a haiku there. Straight up, part of the reason that we're doing this is because Madame Ford needs photos for yearbook. So bear in mind, as you are doing this assignment, all the photos that you are going to send are going to be potential yearbook fodder. Think hard when you decide what you want to publish. Okay, with that said, your assignment is going to be to create some photographic haiku, some candids, some little slices of life, some moments of your life that you are going to share in the yearbook. So let's run through candids. Now this is an excellent example of a sports candid. The players weren't posing for the photographer. They weren't thinking, hey, what angle do I look best at? I imagine the guy in the Blackhawks jersey was definitely not thinking that. What they're thinking is just, hey, I'm playing a hockey game. My attention is all here. This is what's going on. And the photographer is following them. Bam, snap, sees the moment, fires the picture. Compare that to our next one. Hey, we've won the cup. We're assembled on the ice. Look at us. We're fantastic because we're the Bruins. Now get a picture of us. It's not candid. It's posed. It's staged. We're gonna go on. We've got a lovely candid here from our Canadian history. This is Oka, Quebec. The military was sent in to deal with native protesters. You better believe that both the guy in the bandana, who is a native protester, and the gentleman in the helmet, who is a member of our armed forces, were not thinking, what profile looks best in this picture? They are firmly dealing with each other, and the photographer sees this moment of intense emotion and snaps a candid. Albert Einstein. You're thinking, that's got to be posed. This is not a candid picture. Actually, heck yeah, hell yeah, it is. It's his 72nd birthday. He has been having pictures taken all day. The particular photographer here, I believe his name was Harry Asir. I could be wrong. I'm sorry. I looked it up. But my memory is short. I'm getting old, and I'll be honest with you, lately the days blur together. I have to wake up and check my Facebook feed for Crackmax to tell me what day it is, because the days don't really have a lot of meaning, So, like I say, I looked it up. I believe Harry asked here. Harry is there going, everybody else got their birthday photo of Einstein turning 72. He's begging Einstein, please, just smile for me. Let me get a shot for my newspaper. And Einstein is refusing. And finally, Einstein just turns around, sticks his tongue out at Harry. Harry, though, quick on the draw, snaps the picture. Einstein said, I honestly didn't think he would have time to do it. I'm surprised he got it. Good for him. And it's now this amazing picture that we all know, hey, that guy's got a real sense of humor. That Einstein, he was not only a genius, he was hilarious. A candid moment that shows something of his personality. This Lovely picture. You can find it hanging all over the place at dorm rooms in colleges and university. Robert Doisneau, Le Bazier, the Hotel La La La. Not a candid. Totally staged. Our two friends kissing here, Doisneau got them very deliberately to stand in that spot. The candid is actually the gentleman in the background that didn't pose for the picture. Not a candid. Very staged picture. But it's brilliant because it looks so candid. That's going to be your assignment. In a lot of ways, your pictures are going to be staged because you're going to have to set them up, but I want them to look as candid as this one. Let's see. Oh, this also by Robert Doisneau. The policeman looks very staged. I mean, you can't imagine that building and the cop happened to be walking past it. And yet, strangely enough, this one is the candid. He didn't have to ask. He thought, man, that building is brilliant. He's going to take some pictures. And the cop happened to be walking a beat. And he thought, I'll wait until he's right in the mouth and get a brilliant candid. And he did. Another one most people think is fake because how could a photographer get up there? These are workers on the Rockefeller Tower in New York having their lunch. Not fake, not set up. Totally a candid photo. They're just having lunch, and yes, the photographer was monkeying around up there like 50 stories above the ground snapping those pictures. There are a few in this series. If you look up Rockefeller Tower photos, you can find some that are staged. There's one of a guy playing golf on one of the girders. I've got to be honest, you guys, like I want to get past this photo because just looking at it makes me nauseous. My fear of heights is kicking in, and I cannot imagine like it's bad enough taking pictures of the workers that have to be up there, but having somebody stand and play golf, that like the very thought terrifies me. But there it is. Thus ends our presentation. We have seen the obvious staging of the sports photo, the very candid staging of the photo that goes on during the game, and then we've seen how all these photographers, they want their photos to be candids. They want to catch that moment of the emotion between the protester and the military authority. They want that emotion of two lovers kissing in the middle of Paris. That has to be staged, and yet if you do it well, wow, it looks candid and you are going to be famous. Robert Doisneau is famous for that one. So your assignment is going to be to create four photos that you are going to make as candid as possible for me. Photo number 1 is going to be you in your work routine. Now that COVID has struck, our work routines are no longer in the classroom. You can see my work routine has changed. The background is much different than what it used to be. Although if you could see the table around me, it's not that much different because just like my desk back at Rideau, this table is piled with every form of junk imaginable, and I still have a gigantic drink with me all the time, only now I've switched to water because I found out being at home constantly leads to way too much coffee. I don't know how Ball does it because my stomach started hurting like 2 weeks ago, so on these videos I'm trying to keep up with the water and not the coffee. So, make your photo of you doing your schoolwork as candid as possible. Maybe you're sat at a desk somewhere. Maybe you're sat in the middle of your bedroom floor with papers piled all around you. Maybe it's you sat on your phone. Get a brother, sister, parent, anybody who happens to be around to snap that picture. Make it look as candid as possible. Photo number 2. Picture of you having fun during this. Our fun has changed a lot. A lot. I did not know I had so many dogs living in my neighborhood. I'm finding out I do because fun has suddenly become walking my dog. It used to be a chore for all of these people that own dogs. The dog is barking. I gotta let it out. I gotta go for a walk. I'm tired. No, I'm home all day. I need to get out of the house. I'm going stir crazy. Suddenly owning a dog has become a wonderful thing because walking it can be the highlight of your day. It's fun. You get out, you see other people, you wave at them from 6 feet away, and that's fun. Maybe your fun hasn't changed so much. My son is still in his little people cave down in my basement with his PlayStation, and that fun is still the same. I hear a whole bunch of 11-year-olds screaming on their headsets. I intervene when the screaming approaches words that I shouldn't be saying, definitely not him. But beyond that, that's the same fun that he had a month ago. What's your fun like? Where does it happen? Get a picture of it. Maybe it's an obstacle course in the house. Maybe it's you out on that daily walk with the dog or just by yourself. Maybe it is things that you had never played with for years. Um, I have mountains of board games in my basement, you guys know, because a lot of them appear in my classroom. I'll be honest, a lot of them don't get played as much as I would like. During this pandemic, there is one on the table every evening because that is my family's break from screens. So maybe that's your candid. Sat around the table with your family playing Monopoly. God, please play a better game than Monopoly. Please, please. I'll put a plug in for our friendly local business, Imaginary Wars. If you are bored, phone Imaginary Wars. You can look him up. The guy sells great games. He sells great educational games. He can tell you if it's playable by yourself or cooperative so that you don't have to fight with your siblings to win. You're all going to the same goal. I'd recommend it. My family's been doing it constantly and it's a good thing. So there's my plug for local business. And I have to do it because he had a post up talking about how amazing us teachers were for all the work that we're doing. I'm just returning a favor. So, one photo of where you work, one photo of you guys having fun. That leaves two. What are those two going to be? You're going to have a little bit of fun with those. Those are going to be kind of like Robert Doisneau's Kiss. They're going to be a little bit staged. You are going to mock up two photos of what you would rather be doing than being locked in your house. Now, you've got options here. You could dig through the old family photos and find a picture from a year or two ago, maybe on vacation somewhere, because Lord knows I would much rather be somewhere in a city near an ocean if I have to be locked down, because my walks would be much nicer if they involved the waves crashing against the rocks, but I'll take what I've got. They could be a mock-up. Feel free to throw on your hockey equipment because you might be like my son. Your season's cut short and you're really wishing you could do something else. Show me where you would rather be. Maybe this will help you think of how to be where you'd rather be. My daughter actually went to Girl Guides last night. It all happened through a Zoom session. I was really amazed and impressed. That's pretty cool. Maybe mocking that up, realizing that, hey, you know what? Like, I miss hockey. Maybe I'm going to go and throw a few dents out on the garage door from the driveway. Maybe that'll be what you do. Ask your parents first. Let it inspire you. Think about where you'd like to be, what you'd like to be doing, and mock it up in two photos. So, you're going to have where I work, where I play, and two things that I would rather be doing, maybe where I would like to be and what I'd be like to be enjoying doing rather than this. It's up to you. You could Photoshop them together. Go with it. Bear in mind always, please, that these photos are going to be eligible for the yearbook. So think carefully over what you want people to see before you send them on in. Madame Ford and I will be going through them. Once you have got your photos, you are going to email them to me as JPEGs. Attach them to the email. Do not try and bury them on a Google Doc or something. Just attach them. If you have to send 4 emails because they're too big, please do that. That JPEG format works best for the yearbook so that we can get them up without having grainy looking pictures. So nobody wants a bunch of grainy looking photos for the yearbook. Attach them as JPEGs. once you've got your 4 photos sent to me, you're going to have to do a little bit of writing. What I want is a little bit of writing on how this thing has kind of changed your reality and what you're looking forward to when things go back to what we would like to see as a normal reality. So, one paragraph about how things have changed for you or how they've stayed the same for you. Maybe it is close to the same because you wake up at the same time every day, but you log on, you do your classes online, you do your writing, and you try and keep a regular schedule. That's fine. And then one paragraph about what you want coming. More and more governments are talking about opening things up, opening up the economy, opening up golf courses, campgrounds. So think of what you would like going on. And then email me those 2 paragraphs as well as your 4 photos. As a final note, if I get over 25 likes and comments on this video, I will post up my 4 photos about what my workday looks like, where my fun happens, and a couple of things that I would rather be doing than sitting here in my house recording videos and playing board games. So, if you're at all curious about what goes on in my mind, hell, I'm curious about what goes on in my mind sometimes because it's a terrifying place to live. I can only imagine how it is in some of your minds. But if you want to see, like I say, throw me a comment down there. Let me get 25 of those, and I will definitely share my 4 photos, and I will also share them with Madame Ford. Heck, maybe I'll be immortalized in the yearbook. So, I hope you've enjoyed the haiku. I hope you have fun and enjoy putting together your visual haikus, your captured candid moments, and sharing them with us. I will not be waiting so long to put up another video, and I do apologize that this one came a day after I said it was. I had some definite technical difficulties with losing some files and stuff yesterday, so it held me back. But I will definitely have another video up soon. I hope you've enjoyed chapters 6 to 8 of the Graveyard book. If you haven't listened to them, please do, because those are going to form the key of your next assignment. I'll give you a hint. It has something to do with personification and death. Start thinking on that and you might know where I'm going. Until next time, enjoy, hit that like button, leave a comment to see what I do when I'm hanging around here, and remember, this is the way of humanities. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.